The mindset of a private trustee. Let's get into this. So, first and foremost, you know how I do it. I got to start off by saying I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, not a licensed agent of the United States or any entity, the state of any of the, the corporate state jurisdictions, the continental United States, the non-continental United States. Bottom line is, I have no, and I speak in no authority with regards to any public let's just say, what would I say? I'm not in any public jurisdiction or any public capacity. How about that? Which would include anything, any type of degree or card or bar card or such that will be passed out to those who will be called lawyers or attorneys or tax advisors or, accountants or whatever, that I am not. So, that's my main disclosure when it comes to executing the contract that is known as the foundation. It's all about education, as far as I'm concerned. You got to do your own research. You got to fact check. You got to do not believe what I'm saying at face value, because I don't believe anything anyone says at face value, pretty much. You got to be pretty close to me. I'm just going to take you at your word. You heard? All right, y'all can tell I'm in a good mood. All right, let's go. The mindset of a private trustee. So, this episode right here is assuming that everyone who listens to the foundation understands the ultimate goal, which is to transition to, doing business privately. Period. I know a lot of y'all hit me up, and, sometimes when I respond back, the requested, exchange can be a kind of overwhelming. Nonetheless, maybe you're working your way up to it. Maybe you feel as though you can find the information on your own in the public. Or, maybe you're just biding your time because you have your plan. Either way, this is for you, period. And those who are already, administering, I guess this would be like an intermediary type, or, I would say a primer, not intermediary. It's a primer. Or like primer mindset to get you in your proper mind state. But there's, nonetheless, there's a mind state required and a specific mindset of and set of principles specifically that needs to be drawn upon at all times when you're executing, your duties, your fiduciary duties in the capacity of a private trustee. All right? So y'all know me. I'm not, I don't pull any punches. I like to step on toes. Sometimes I'll probably step on my own toes. But either way, the information's got to get out. So, like I said, this episode is assuming that, you are on your way in your transition, you are moving towards your transition, or you have your eye on your transition to doing, business privately, to, administering your private affairs from a private standpoint. So, a lot of people don't talk about this. In my opinion, I don't really hear people talking about this stuff. I hear people, talking about other stuff that I don't think is important. But that's just me. I have my own opinion, and I'm entitled to that. But with that opinion, comes certain aspects and perspectives that I can give to those of differing opinions. And maybe we can, get somewhere. Maybe we can grow. Maybe we can, build ultimately, because that's what it's all about, is building. So with that being said, I do want to get into knowledge base, with regards to the mindset of a private trustee. But to understand what I'm talking about, let's just get it out of the way. This is with regards to the administration of a private entity, specifically a trust, or two. I don't know how you're doing your dance privately. That's private. But bottom line is, we're dealing with entities that do not owe their existence to legislation. Therefore, they are not governed by legislation. We can get into all this foreign and non-resident and all this illness, but the bottom line is, if you want to make it just plain and simple, because that's how I like to do it, because in order to build a foundation, you need to start with simple sturdy materials, right? Keywords being simple and sturdy. So beyond all this, keywords that you hear, with the foreign and the non-ed and the resident and the alien and the non-resident and but beyond all that, we truly and ultimately understand what it is. It's a private entity because it owes its existence to the execution of a contract, not because, a benefit granted by a statute of a state. Simple, right? If you didn't catch it, catch the archives, rewind it. To me, it's simple. Maybe it's because I've been dealing with this stuff so long that makes it so simple to me, or, maybe it's just I've been dealing with it so long that I'm able to break it down in simplistic terms. I don't know what it is. Not me, it's the ancestors. If you're dealing and administering an entity that does not owe its existence to legislation, therefore it's not governed by legislation, there's a certain power that comes along with that. There's a certain power, benefits, rights, and duties that come along with this particular type of administration, which, ultimately is considered executive trusteeship. Executive trustee. You have executives in corporations. You have executive trustees. You might have junior executives, and administrators and middle management and stuff. You have junior trustees and agents and stuff on the trust side as well. Don't play yourself. To me, it's very simple. I have a lot of background with regards to corporations. I went to school for international business and sales and marketing. It was a double majoring type dance. Didn't get a degree because I dropped out because, the business started really picking up. And I never went back, and I don't plan on it. So there. The bottom line is there's power, responsibility as well, but a lot of benefits when you're dealing with an entity that isn't governed by a state, the state of, or, the United States for that matter, when it's actually governed by the contract. So that is a specific foundation. And if you want to get technical, when we're dealing with, information, let's just say that. When we're dealing with information, it's a higher foundation than, a foundation that a normal person, an average person in the public who doesn't have any private training at all. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make you better than them. It just, you know different things than they do. And we all know, we've heard it before, knowledge is power. But, that's only a portion of it. But that's all we hear. But even still. So there's a knowledge base that needs to be understood. So this is the mindset. Part of the mindset, and the first principle of the mindset is to understand that you, as a private trustee, have a foundational base in knowledge that those in the public do not have, that your family doesn't have, your girl, your man, whoever, your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, whatever. These people do not have this knowledge that you have. All right? Now, let me tell you something. You come to me, right? And maybe you went to, I don't know where you went to, right? You were deep sea fishing or something, whatever. And you saw like this crazy thing that looked like a mermaid in the water, right? But it wasn't a mermaid, but the way you're describing it to me, it sounds like a mermaid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see what you saw. I don't know what you know. But the way you're sounding to me, you sound like you're talking crazy. You got to understand that's how you sound when you go in the public, get to talking about private and public and, this and that, and debtors and all this crazy stuff. You sound crazy. You sound like you're describing mermaids, man. Regardless of you are steadfast in what you saw and what you know, these people don't understand what you're talking about. They've never even heard it, more than likely, and the stuff that they have heard about it has been some crazy fringe group on some weird, stupid stuff, mixing public and private and statute and natural law and all this weird stuff, yelling at judges and getting pulled over and getting their windows broke out and all this other stuff. We are trustees. Number one, we cannot do anything that brings a bad name or a bad look to the good name of the trust. So we cannot be partaking in that type of behavior. That is not professional. And that's another mindset that I'm going to get to in a second. But I'm going to stick on the knowledge-based mindset. You have to understand the stuff that you're saying sounds like blooply bloop to most people in the public. Part of the reason why, if you are attempting to make moves, you go on into banks and stuff talking crazy to them, you're not getting stuff done. There's an informed family, and then there's an uninformed family. We are now becoming a family of the informed. We come from a family of uninformed. There's a thing called empathy. You got to understand at the spot that you were at one point in time. And know that the person that you're dealing with, the individual which you're dealing with, so on and so forth, is in that same position. That position is ignorance. Ignorance is temporary. And more often than not, is a temporary state of mental, but I'm going to keep it moving. So like I said, basically you're walking in the banks and stuff describing mermaids to people, or what sounds like mermaids. So we got to understand there's a knowledge-based difference. I was not on the boat with you. I don't have the knowledge you have. And what you're talking to me sounds like you're talking about mermaids, man. And that's weird, bro. So I don't really want to hear that, fam. Understand that mindset. They do. Private principles are not taught in the public. Private administration is not taught in the public. When you get up in front of these people in the public, people who work at the bank, at the counter, so on and so forth, they do not know what you're talking about. Do not get upset. Do not get angry. I want you to write this down. There's a book called The 4 Agreements. It's a small little book. You get on Amazon. It can't be more than like $7 shipped. It's called The 4 Agreements. It's by like Miguel Ruiz or something like that. I'm messing the brother's name up. But it's called The 4 Agreements. I think the first rule is not to take anything personal. And when you do that in the public, when you don't take things personal, when you understand that these people don't want to deal with your attitude, working that job that they're working at is enough. They feel trapped. They feel like, the American dream isn't working out for them. You don't know what type of home they came from that day. If they got yelled at, if they tripped, if they stubbed their toe, if they got into a car accident, if they found out one of their teenage children is pregnant, if the child support is just killing them, you don't know what these people are dealing with. So when you go in there talking about mermaids, and they get upset, and then we get upset back, we forgot the knowledge base. Main principle mindset of a private trustee. Understand that there's a large gap in the knowledge base of what's going on. Understand that they more than likely have to go back or find something in their internal computer system, some little form or click a little box that they've never clicked before. And most people don't like their lives. They're not enjoying life. Not feel sorry for them. But as a private trustee, you're executing contract. You have a job to do. We don't have time to sit here and go back and forth with people anymore. Get all ignorant. Turn up. Pop off. It brings a bad name to the trust, to the family name. Also, you go in there and getting live, you might appear like a scammer. You go in there talking about something they ain't never heard before. You out in the public, you trying to do something private or something quasi-private, or you trying to do something public with a private entity. It's recognized to do business in over 120 countries, the United States being one of those countries, but they don't know that. They were educated in the state school. You understand, most people who deal with this type of entity are restructuring and reorganizing international corporations. They're dealing with people in the $30 million club. $10 million in assets, $10 million in investment capital. And their businesses make $10 billion a year. These people were educated in the state school. They got a job in the state. And they pay state taxes and they pay federal taxes because they use the social. They haven't been studying like you. They haven't been reading like you. Matter of fact, we've been training the public to dislike reading. We've been training the public to dislike work. We associate work with work, working for someone else, or work with like school. And either way, we're just trying to get away. We're trying to get to the weekend. That's a whole nother conversation. So yeah, you might go in there popping off, talking weird and stuff to these state-educated individuals, these state-educated persons acting in a public capacity. And you might come off as a scammer. So now you're getting treated like a scammer. You're going to get more of an attitude because now you feel like they treat you like a scammer. And then what happens? You execute the contract. There's only certain types of individuals that can be a trustee. You need to keep it real, speaker of truth. Not everybody is cut up to be a trustee. I've had plenty of people who sign up, and get down with the trustee training and fall off. It's over 50% that stick around, but I mean, I can't lie and be like, oh, everybody's, some people just poof. It's not for everybody. You got to understand, when it comes to this type of lifestyle, when it comes to this type of understanding and knowledge, when it comes to this type of administration, when you get to this level, you understand that there's always going to be people who are going to be needed told what to do. Not everybody is responsible. Not everybody takes their medicine. Not everybody can sit there and have someone give them constructive criticism about their character, emotional mind state, or how they do their work and not get defensive and start deflecting and projecting and getting angry. Most people can't do that. Most people don't know what to do with their lives. Most people don't know what they want to do. And it's easier for them to be told what to do. And we've been trained from the cradle to the first job interview to listen to what we're told to do. And some of us who listen to these types of programs and these types of, broadcasts ain't got it. Unless you do. But who's that up to? That's up to you. Takes me on to professionalism. We need to be professional. When we go into the public, we're in the public. Every time you step out that front door, you are in the public. And if you are administering trust properly, if you transitioned or are beginning to transition privately, everything you do almost in the public is by contract indenture. Every time you spend $1, a dime, every time you walk into a place, every time you call a public entity and talk to their customer service, 9 times out of 10, you are acting in a fiduciary capacity. You must remain professional. It's hard for people to swallow. It's hard for people to understand. We're so used to being able to turn up at McDonald's because they forgot our fries and sweet and sour sauce. We're so used to being able to turn up at the grocery store or, when we're driving on the road and someone cuts us off, we get to honking and giving them the finger and stuff. You can't do that when you're driving in a trust vehicle. You understand what I'm saying? That is the mindset of a private trustee. It goes deep. So you must remain professional at all times. Like I said, you are executing a contract. When you are in the public, you are doing business in the name of a private entity, i.e. a trust, which means when you are in the public, you are under fiduciary responsibility and in your capacity as trustee. You must remain professional at all times. You must put forth the good character and good name of the trust for which you are acting on behalf of. It's not just you. You carry a last name that will be carried by heirs. You can't just be in the public flipping out on the floor in the grocery store because the European want to talk to you crazy and say the N-word. We must remain professional at all times. This is the mindset of a private trustee. So we don't stunt. Professionalism, we don't stunt. Y'all know what stunting is. Fronting on people, making them feel lower than you, making them feel stupid. We don't do that. We understand that we have information that they do not have. If they're acting a certain way, if they have a certain attitude, it's more than likely that they're flustered because they're at their job every day and everything's cool, and I walked in and I'm talking to them and they don't know half of the stuff I'm talking about, and they got to go figure it out. You've been working there for 10 years, and one guy walks in, or one sister walks in with sweatpants and some sneakers, and now you got to work. You weren't planning on working today. Now you're flustered, and I'm standing here watching you flounder. So now you feel a certain way. You feel under pressure. Of course you're going to have an attitude. Of course, you're probably going to take that attitude out on me. I'm making you work, and I'm also making you look like you don't know what you're doing. You're not used to being in that position. I understand that. No, I'm not going to take it personal. Why would I? I don't know what your life is like at home. I don't know if your toilet broke this morning and you're sitting there wondering if it's spraying water all over your porcelain. That's none of my business. And I know you don't know me. So I'm going to remain professional. Most people, like I said, are ignorant, and ignorance is temporary. Being professional and accommodating may gain you an ally. If you're professional, if you're accommodating, you go into the public, you're agreeable, you don't have an attitude, you're more than likely, high probability, going to teach this person something that they did not know about their job. You're going to teach this person something that they were not taught in public school, something they were not taught by their bosses, their administrators, in employee training. It's not in the employee handbook. I didn't learn this in orientation. I didn't know about this. You're going to be accommodating, and from then on, you're going to be known as that person that walked in the door. Not only did you know some stuff that they didn't know and teach them something new, but you were cool about it. And you didn't make me feel stupid about something I didn't know about my own job. I'm going to be happy to see you every time. And on top of that, every time you walk in, I'm going to assume every time you walk in, even if I don't know what you're saying, it's legit. It's legit because last time you walked in, taught me something, and I've been here 10 years. Sister had walked in Wells Fargo. She had just been there for 25 years. She had a little thing on her desk. Said 25 years of service at Wells Fargo. Hey, I feel sorry for the sister. I pray for her. I'm just playing, but I'm not joking. But she had been, and I was like, ooh, did they send you to an island? She was like, no, they sent me to Michigan. And I just stopped talking about it because I didn't want to say anything negative. If I worked somewhere for 25 years, you send me to Michigan, we're going to have problems. When you get back, there's going to be, some stuff missing probably. Let me quit playing. But no, seriously, she had been there for 25 years, Wells Fargo. Right? Walked in there one day, a few years back, with the trustee mindset, private trustee mindset, taught her something new she had never seen before in her life, before ever. Sister had to print out the steps on how to open accounts and had to see that there was another type of trust and what that type of trust was. And then she looked at my documentation and, she saw that everything was in order. She had a couple questions and I reminded her a couple things. I was just very calm. I wasn't upset. I had plenty of time. I wasn't in a hurry or rush or anything like that. I had no emotional negative edge about me at all. My aura was pure. No, I'm serious. So, we took our time. The sister learned something, and then I came in another time, dealt with her again. I subsequently ended up opening up multiple accounts and then, local clients I bring to that specific branch. And every time they see me, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's good. Every single time. I can bring a client. You can just say my name, and they'll be like, oh, okay. And she'll take care of you because she knows what it is. And she had been there 25 years and had never seen the entity that I was dealing with. But when she looked into her system, she saw it. It was just right there, but she had never had to deal with it before. The branch manager came out all nosy, super nosy, mad nosy. Had to be cool, though. Had to remain professional. You know, we don't like nosy people, especially, you know. So I remained professional. She, the branch manager helped out a little bit, but I'm sure the sister learned something. And she appreciated that. I'm sure she appreciated my attitude. I'm sure she appreciated my professionalism, and it shows. That's a good relationship. You're going to be administering private estates for the rest of your life, and you're going to pass them down to your heirs. You want to develop personal relationships, especially with bankers that you're dealing with. Seriously, let's just be honest. So professionalism, one of the mindsets of a private trustee. Because like I said, they will definitely appreciate you teaching them what they were never taught. Remember that. Mindset of a trustee, mindset of a private trustee, you also understand privacy. Probably should have said that first, right? There's a reason why I left it for third. Privacy is maybe not what you thought. At least what I'm going to say. Privacy means, as a trustee, if your trust indenture has any type of legit qualities about it, legitimacy, it will have a non-disclosure agreement, which means you are under contract to not disclose any business of the trust beyond what is absolutely necessary. Perfect example. Go into the bank, you open up a bank account, you give them the necessary trust documents that are, made available to the public because, there's got to be private, there's got to be public. And, you got the EIN and everything's cool, everything's, legit. Typing away on the computer. Oh, okay, this is cool. So this is a trust. Yeah, it's a trust. Oh, okay. So, you're doing business with it? It's a business trust? Oh, yeah, I've heard of those before. Okay, so yeah. What kind of business you do? What are you going to say? Remember, you got to understand the knowledge base, principle number one. There's a difference in knowledge. You got to understand that you got to remain professional at all times. Principle number two. And number three, you got to keep the privacy, though. So what do? I'm going to tell you what I say. Oh, yeah. We dabble a little bit in technology, do some consulting, but we're really looking to get more and more into, getting private clients. What? What did I just say? I didn't say anything. Did I say anything? I didn't say anything. Oh, okay. Most times they're not going to ask you again. They're not going to ask you to specify because it would seem as though you're prying into my business. I answered your question. What do you mean? And, from a professional standpoint, they're not going to do that. So, they're representing a bank, and everyone's on their best behavior when they got that name tag on. Well, most people are. Well, yeah, you're under non-disclosure, so you're going to be as vague as possible. You're not going to be disgruntled. You're not going to say, that's private. I'm under contract to you. Are you attempting to impair the obligation of the contract? Because that goes against the constitutional mandate, your delegation of authority that comes to you from the state, or the comptroller, just get into all that stuff, But just be vague. Just be vague. Think about it before you go in there. What am I going to say? Who's that? Okay, so if they ask me this, what am I going to say about this, so on and so forth. So you're prepared, so you're not kind of caught off guard. Because you don't want to be coming off as having an attitude or being disrespectful. And you definitely don't want to come off as, being some sort of scammer. Because either way, it's bad. They're going to start talking about they got to afford it to legal and all this other stuff. And, either way, it's going to work out, especially if you're, I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me back up. Either way, it's going to work out if you're in the trustee training with me. So, I don't know about what else you're doing. But, it does add some time on to, in this instance, opening up that bank account. But maintaining privacy is very important. You're under non-disclosure, like I said, and you can't disclose anything with regards to the nature of the business of trust. Technically, you got to have a board of trustees meetings to determine whether or not this information or these facts can be disclosed, and then adjourn or close the meeting, and then go back to wherever you were, and then let them know, I guess, what the deal was. But either way, I would say be vague. You always want to be accommodating. You want to be, agreeable is what I would say. Understand that, most people don't have the best of circumstances, the best of life before they even see you or before they even saw you. They weren't in the best of moods. Most people are just acting. That's why they go out on the weekends or, even sometimes every day, they drink a lot, do a lot of drugs and stuff because, these are, mechanisms and behaviors of escapism. They're looking to escape, their actual reality. And that just comes through, a feeling of lack of control, a feeling of hopelessness. And when we really understand where most of our brothers and sisters are at, we will interact with them differently. And you will have exceptionally better and more beneficial results for the things that you're attempting to accomplish, not only professionally, but privately, emotionally, so on and so forth. That's why one of the things that I say is, enjoy yourself and take care of yourself, because once you start doing that, you can start to enjoy yourself with other people and take care of other people. And it's very rewarding to do that and to be able to do that and see the smile on people's faces, either when they see you or because of the effect that you have on their life. And all of us are looking to move private to make our lives better. And if we just aren't able to make our lives better, at least make the lives of our children better. And I understand that. That's why, put together curriculum, trustee training that I offer to those who inquire. And if you're looking to, get into this training, you can email me at admin@welcometothefoundation.com. And I'll hit you back, let you know how it works, how it's set up, what the curriculum is, how often we meet, what other materials are required that I'm going to provide, so on and so forth, and we'll get you started. But the knowledge base and an understanding the knowledge base difference is one of the biggest things that I've noticed that trustees that I've trained have a hard time dealing with. And not everyone, it's it's a smaller number. But being empathetic, being what you would say nice to those who don't know what we know is what we need to learn. In my opinion, it's like being a bully. We saw them in school, picking on the little kids and stuff that they couldn't fight back for themselves and stuff. Same thing. The way, a private trustee is engaging in specific behavior with those in the public could be looked at as very similar. Browbeating. The level of humility. Number 4. We're running out of time, so I'm not going to get through all these. I'm going to have to do maybe a part 2 next week or something. But humility is important in the mindset of a private trustee. You got to be humble. Like I said, we can't be stunting on people. The best way to make an enemy, make someone that doesn't want to see you succeed. They don't want you to see you walk out that door with what you came in there with. And actually, it'll make them feel better, sad to say, if they're able to stall you out. And that's just because, where they're at in life. And, that being a victory to them or, an intent of theirs just, speaks on them and not you. And it's not for us to get into these, what I call pity-pat fights with those of a lesser understanding than us. Or argue with the fool because those watching can't distinguish who the fool is. And like I said, last show, there's, 7 levels of humanity or 7 levels of being human or animal. The lowest level being a beast. To me, not taking care of each other, not understanding each other is, kind of beastie behavior, Second level is mankind. I always wondered about that compound word, mankind. Mankind. Like if you gave me some fish and was like, this is fish kind. I'm like, what? You gave me some rice. Like, yo, this is some rice kind. Like, it's not rice? Nah, it's rice kind. So you mean kind of like rice? Mankind. So like kind of like it, man? I was always confused. The third level is man. The fourth level is human. The fifth level is human being. The sixth level is being. The seventh level is God. And we all know God being, one who controls his own or her own thoughts, actions, and behaviors. And is a builder and not a destroyer in everyday circumstances, minute to minute, moment to moment, hour to hour, building more than destroying. That's emotional building, psychological building, physical building, personal, interpersonal building. And that's why, here on High Frequency, we say peace to the gods. Because salute to those who already know subconsciously or consciously the mindset of a private trustee. Because you are indeed a noble, and you might not know it. And let me say, last but not least, the mindset of a private trustee, understanding that the trust is the law, and that there's really no one in the public that can help you administer your private estate. And when I say in the public, I mean with a public designation, employee, manager is a public designation, realtor, what else? Police officer, lawyer, attorney, doctor, shoemaker. All these are, public, what would I say? Designations, positions. Public hats that are worn by private individuals as they interact with commerce to get their, daily bread or, more than likely bi-weekly bread. So, you got statutes, you got codes, you got regulations, none of which have jurisdiction or standing against the trust instrument. I mean, you can look into some American jurisprudence, you can look into some restatement on the laws of trust. Like I said, stuff in the public is lacking with regards to private. So once again, my offer to you, sister, brother, private trustee training. You can email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com, and we can talk about it. See if you, want to accept the offer. There's 5 elements to a contract. Meeting of the minds, offer, acceptance, performance, consideration. I will perform with the educational curriculum and all the necessary materials required as long as you provide the necessary consideration. And that's it. There's a mindset of a private trustee. I got trustees that hit me up and, They're arguing. I can hear them. They're arguing with the person behind the desk, and I have to get on the phone and try to calm the situation down, and then they don't even want to deal with you. So I feel like, this is, I wouldn't necessarily say public information, but we family. Family's private. They're my family, so I'm putting this out there. For me to you with love, straight up, positive intention, charitable nature, something that you want to think about as we lay the foundation. Because there's a lot of stuff that we learn, technical aspects, micro and macro aspects with regards to administration of private entities, what it is, how do I, express it, how do I, get it recognized, how do I avoid audits, how do I not get in trouble, you know what I'm saying, how do I remain private? But, a lot of times the actual etiquette and the mindset of the behavior, standpoint, disposition, and constitution of the trustee is lost. So there it is. I'm going to go to the phone lines. Here we go. We got about, oh, man. Look at all y'all. Time flies. Over here flapping my gums. Why didn't y'all tell me? Man. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Well, hold on. Let me say this. One of the biggest things that was done was, as we were raised, unbeknownst to us, through many different distinctions and different angles and avenues did it come at us. But, as we were raised, our power, our individual power, whether it's over ourself or, over our surroundings, was slowly but surely, in most cases, outside of us. So taken from inside of us and drawn outside. So, whether it's, a school administrator or mom or dad or, Jesus or God or, the principal or the teacher or the police or the judge or whatever, we were taught from a young age moving forward that all authority lies outside of us. All drive lies outside of us. All direction and distinction lies without. Please understand what I'm about to say. That is utter and complete bullshit. Excuse my language. I don't usually, partake of, that type of vernacular during this show, but I'm so serious. And, it hurts. It hurts. And I'm not playing. This is a cliche. I'm not trying to get attention. I don't care. But it hurts when I see people who don't see themselves. When I meet people who don't see themselves. When I deal with people who don't see themselves. And they're looking, and everyone's looking, and most people are looking outside of themselves for some sort of resolution, for some sort of, change, for something, But what I want to say is this. It is inside you right now. It just has not been cultivated. I can say that for a long time, even, junior high, I remember. Like, I already knew what I was going to do. And today, what I thought I was going to do, I'm not doing. But I achieved and drove and just made large strides towards it. And I was able to achieve what I was looking for. Most people I'm looking around, they don't do that. We don't do that. And, I came from a very, very low economical position. Seriously. Really low. I mean, roaches, I don't even like to get into it because it really triggers stuff in me. And, I have psychologically that I deal with, even with my family right now, that stem from how I grew up and the conditions that I had to grow up in that still bother me and still affect me to this day. And my children don't have to deal with, but they still have to deal with the effects of me growing up like that. And most of us grew up in a situation where we weren't prioritized. We were actually anti-prioritized. we grew up in a situation where we were taught that we didn't matter, or that someone else mattered more. And most of us grew up in a situation that success and satisfaction and significance and so on and so forth was so far away from where I was, it was really even hard to even begin to even think about doing anything beyond what I already knew that I was, which was nothing. And I want to tell you right now, everyone who is listening to this right now, is you have no idea the power that you hold within yourself, within your mind, within your heart, within your soul. And one of the biggest issues you will have on your deathbed, with bed sores on your back, tubes in your nose, thinking about your life, is that you didn't try. You didn't try. It's going to be one of your biggest regrets. I promise you. And it's going to be true. And the reason why we don't try is because we do not believe. And the main thing we don't believe in is in ourselves. And that, if you ask me, is one of the greatest tricks that was ever pulled on us. So regardless of what hurdles you got, how high the walls are, whether it's monetary, time-wise, or whatever, on your journey, please, for your brother's soul, believe in yourself. It starts small and it gets larger and larger. Please make me proud. Please make me proud. Please make me proud. Because if you don't work for it, you will not get it. If you don't reach for it, you won't grasp it. If you don't run towards it, you won't make it. And if you don't have it in your hands, you can't throw it in the air. You can't give it to someone else. Happiness. A model on how to be successful. Some money. A house. Shit. Anything. If you don't have it, peace of mind. Love. If you don't have it in your hands, you cannot throw it in the air. So I want you to listen to that. I want you to hear what I'm saying. I don't care if you believe what I'm saying or not. Listen to what I said. And you be like, oh, he talking about me. He ain't talking about me. Man, if I was there, I would shake you because I am talking about you. We the type of people that, whenever there's a raffle or, someone's winning something, it's never me. I never win it. It's always the other guy that the good stuff happens to. All right, well, that's about to change. And whatever I can do to help, I'm here for you. I got your back like your spine. And I'm not playing. But there's only so much I can do. And I can't carry you. But I can walk with you. So as you begin to transition to the private, please keep in mind the mindset of a private trustee. No matter what your hurdles are, the walls or whatever, you're going to make it eventually. You're going to get there before you think you're going to get there. And when you do get there, you're going to be doing things that you didn't think you were going to be doing. It's not what you thought. Every time we go exploring, go to a new country, you have an idea, so on and so forth. But then when you get there, it might be same or similar, but there's other stuff that you didn't even take into consideration. And that's what it is with transitioning to private. Take your time, go slow, find a great mentor who has the time, and, go private. It's not one of them things that everybody else does. It's not one of them things that, the smart people can only do that. No. You work, consistency and dedication is what it's all about out here right now. And I just want to let you know. From one soul, from one spirit to another, to all y'all. You got what it takes. You just never tried it. You're so afraid to fail, don't even try. You're going to be sitting on that deathbed, I'm telling you. You're going to be sitting with the white sheets, smelling like a hospital. It's going to be weird. Young people coming in and checking on you, mad at them because they're young. Tubes in your nose and stuff, knowing this is a wrap. I ain't never felt like this before. Mad as hell because you didn't even try. All the times you didn't try. All the times you just didn't even try. All the things you didn't even try to do. All the dreams you didn't even try to create or to live. Don't do it to yourself. Please don't do it. I wonder, should I do a part 2 of this? I'm going to go to the phone lines. 424-222-5250. That's the number you want to call back in. They took that other number off, that 563 number. I'm, over here in the switchboard, the back office, high frequency. They changed the number back to 424-222-5250. If you want to come in the queue, press 1. We got about 7 minutes left in the broadcast. That's crazy. Time flies. I missed y'all. Can you tell I missed y'all? Woo! Yeah, about 7 minutes left in the broadcast. If you fall off after 7 minutes, you will not be able to call back in. You have to catch it when it archives. So if you're listening live and you want to, be a part of the question and answer, you might want to call in. All right. Phone lines. This is always weird for me, y'all. Talking to my peoples. No, not talking to my peoples. This switchboard right here. All right, let's do this. You know what? I'm going to start off with Sister Yvette. I think this is Yvette. Sister Yvette, peace. Sister, how you doing? Sister.
What's the deal, Sot out? Peace community, kings and queens. All is well. Let me tell you something. If this was not the best show, this was definitely the best show. Let me tell you something. You said the key words, yourself. Know your self-worth. Let me tell you something, Sot L. I am a 54-year-old black African-American woman born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. My parents came from the South, okay? We didn't have a whole lot, but we had our love. We had each other. Let me tell you something. One thing my parents instilled in me, always have manners and etiquette because it's going to open up doors. Wherever we went, our manners and our etiquette opened up doors. People knew who our parents were, and they knew the children we were. When I had my first son, I taught him, you are just as great as any other nationality, if not greater. And then I got to the point, as a matter of fact, you're greater, because it was our people who made the pyramids. Okay, it was our people that did everything that America is benefiting from right now. Our people of color. Okay, they told my son he couldn't go to certain schools because he was in a low-income area, single-parent home. He didn't fit the criteria. I proved the statistics wrong. I took on the Board of Ed. I got free zoning, redistricting. My son went to some of the top schools in New York City. Magnet schools, gifted schools, everything. And I kept it going. My son was reading at the age of 2. I never read with him. I showed him flashcards with the letters and the alphabet. At the age of 4, my son was reading the Daily News, the New York Post, the New York Times. At the age of 4, he was the first and only African-American boy that was allowed into the Brooklyn College Children's Program. The youngest age was 9. They tested my son for 2.5 hours and put him in the classroom with 9-year-olds up to 12 years old because he never saw himself as a child. Through that, I kept going, because this is what I need the community, my kings and queens, to understand. It is your mindset. There is life and death in the power of the tongue. How a man thinketh is how a man is. Let me tell you something. My son went from that Brooklyn College program. He took the Johns Hopkins scholarship test. He got a 1,600 nationwide. He was in the top 5%. Mind you, I'm a single parent. I'm from the ghetto. I'm from the hood. I have no purpose in thinking my son could compete with the others. 45 boarding schools called my son on his test alone. I adopted my second son at the age of 2 months old. 18 boarding schools called him on his test scores alone. I had my last child. She's 20. She got accepted to 23 boarding schools on test grades alone. The point I'm trying to make is you are the only person that holds your thinking. You are the only person that controls your thought. You're the only person that controls your destiny. People will put you in a box, and you will stay in that box unless you decide to come out of it. What am I trying to say? I've been on my job 26 years. I have had all kinds of people hired there because of my personality and my people skills. I'm not bigging up myself, and I'm not boasting up myself. What I'm trying to say is I know whose I am. I know the authority I walk in, and I need my kings and queens to understand this. You get what you put back out, and you get what you give in. So the thing is, if you're nasty to people, you're going to get just that back. If you're nice to people, it comes back. That's why I keep saying karma. You get more bees with honey than vinegar. Community, get yourselves together. Treat people the way you want to be treated. For all of those that are looking down on your brothers and sisters because they're not at the status of you right now, be careful. Because the relationships we form now are going to be the relationships we need right now. See, I tell people, I've helped people on my job that didn't have a place to live, homeless, working on trucks, working in restaurants. They have good state jobs now. And they always tell you, it's Sister Yvette. It's Auntie Yvette. You know why? Because it's not, I don't look at people. I look at their needs. People, my brothers and sisters, look at the needs of your fellow man. Everybody is not worthy of your help, but we're not here to judge. We're here to help. Once you get up to the wall and you get ready to go over, make sure you reach back and grab the next one. Community, peace, my kings and queens. Remember, your mindset. Elevate your thinking. Elevate your thinking. Brother Saul L., you be blessed. Say a word. I don't know if my brother's coming in. Community, pray for my brother because, you know, the mindset is not right. He left his relationship. That son is still in that chaos and that confusion, but not for long. Not for long, because I'm working hard alongside with my brother to get my nephew out of that, because he's not going to be a statistic. He's not going to die behind a bullet. He's not going to end up in somebody's institution, and he's not going to be a child left behind, because I have the track record to prove it. I've raised lawyers, doctors, judges, and nurses, and they were all in my house. I babysitted everybody's kids from the community. They are doing very well. Know your relationships. Be best. Kings and queens. Peace, community.
Peace, Sister Yvette. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure having you call in. Man, what's going on with the thing? And muted her. I can't unmute the sisters. But yeah, peace, sister. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. She always got some words of wisdom. I just felt like starting off with the sisters this week. We get back to the phone lines. We streaming. You get disconnected. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, Brizzle. Let me go to Brian from the Bay. Pretty good, Brian from the Bay.
What's up, man?
Yo,
what's
peace,
going on with my man?
Good, man. Everything good? How you doing?
What about you, man? How was your time away from all the chaos? You just got to relax and not to think about nothing?
Oh, yeah, man. Yep. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
That's a good thing, man. But the only thing you were saying, I mean, like I said, I'm happy to hear that you and your family had a good one. Hopefully I could be, or eventually I'll be able to do something like that. But, you got to do what you got to do to get, you got to work hard right now so you could be able to do what you want to do later. So, the only thing I would say is, like you were saying, is really come down to the individual. Or I wouldn't say the individual, the person that becomes the intellectual. Because they got you thinking as an individual, you thinking you're by yourself, nobody cares about you. But if you get people who can help you, by helping you get to a certain level, and then you can be able to go further and do what you need to do, because first you got to get yourself right, and then you can link up with other people that is on the same, vibe with you, so people got to realize that, because, you can make excuses about what's holding you back, because I'm a person that can sit up here and be like, look, I'm not the quickest reader like everybody else, and I'm not, never really was excelling in school other than like when it came to math, and then when I got out of school, because I started trying to find stuff myself, I started having more information than other people around me, and it was tripping me out, because I'm like, well, all you people are way better, or at least to, how you feel at the time, is that they way better at getting information because they're faster readers, but people are not compelled to do that because they just are not looking internally, They're not looking at themselves from, why do I feel this way? Why do I need all this stuff? Why do I constantly feel like I got to go buy these shoes, or I got to go party and stuff? And like you said, then you let the outside world affect you because you ain't even on your right path, or you ain't even, leveled out how you should be. You ain't looked within, so you ain't even tried to figure out what's why you feel this way. People need to sometimes sit in rooms by themselves and just think. Turn off everything. Stop listening to the music. Stop watching TV and stop doing anything, and just think and say, what am I trying to do? Because all I could think about was when they was talking about Malcolm. Malcolm was like, he got more information. Malcolm X got more and started learning more when he was in prison, because he had nothing to do but sit there and think. Then he started reading, all this information that they didn't want him to know. He started putting time into his private education because he had no choice. Do we have to get to that point? Hopefully, I feel like some of the people don't have to, but if you don't believe you're worth it, and you believe somebody could give you a degree or a piece of paper that say you're worth something, then you only what they told you to be. If you believe you were, that we were slaves and that's all we ever been, then that's what you're going to be. If you believe that they have all the information about your history and about who you are, then they are the barometer. They are the thing that you judge your life by. People want to get these statues, these trinkets, because they're like, hey, I made it. I got this piece of paper that said I graduated from the best school in the world, but what do you have to offer? And you see people who just start taking moves, start going and trying to make that move for themselves and start, like you said, doing their own private education, and they're doing better than other people who spent their whole life doing what everybody told them. So, we gotta take time and I feel like look into who we are as an individual, as that person by themselves. Stop worrying about what the rest of the world thinks of you. Because if you don't love yourself, no one else could ever love you. And if you don't believe you're worth it, who's going to believe it for you? Nobody. Nobody cares about you but yourself first. And then the people that care about you are going to be around you. they're going to start vibing with you, and you're going to start vibing with them, and then y'all going to start building what you need to build to. So, stop praying out and start sometimes meditating, because that's another thing I realized. We pray for others, but we need to meditate and take time to think for ourselves and just sit there and just meditate, So that's all I got to say. I don't want to keep you going because you want to probably talk to some other people. So let some other people get to say what they got to say, and that's all. Your boy in the Bay.
Appreciate you. Appreciate your words of wisdom, Brian from the Bay. Good to hear, man. Yeah, you're right, though. That's real. Like, a lot of people can't, there's a lot of people that can't just, what I call it, take your medicine, taking your medicine. Or brutal honest, just about yourself. So I agree with you on that. But yeah, man, thanks for calling in, man. I'm going to move on to the next caller,
Hey.
B. I'm going to call you tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah, only thing I was going to say, I'll say this last thing, right? Can I say this one thing real quick?
Nah, you're done, son. Nah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I got
go
you,
ahead.
man. Only thing I was thinking about, I'll tell you this while this, I was thinking, how people be taught in school about multiplying negatives and negatives, right? A negative plus a multiplied negative. Negative times a negative is a positive. A positive times a positive is a positive, right? A negative times a negative, negative times a positive is a negative. So the whole point is like you said, people don't want to deal with the negative. So they have a negative situation that happened in their life. That's the first thing, right? And then instead of dealing with it, they try to do positive stuff. Like, I'm going to go party, I'm going to go do this. So you can't do that. You're trying to just avoid the negative by doing positive. So therefore, you ain't all you doing is just letting the negative build. If people just took time and deal with how they feel about it, that negative event could be overcome with the negative feelings, because you could overcome it by dealing with that feeling, and then you can get that positive. So, that's the way I look at it, and I'll leave it as that.
Okay, I like it, man. All right, I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, fam. Have a great night, man. And right. I'm going to call you in the next couple of days. I'm going to keep it real. Talk to you soon, man.
All right.
All right, man. Peace. We're going to pull in Mello. I think this is Mello. Capitone?
Peace. You know it. Peace to the guys.
Peace, family. Peace to the guys. How you doing, fam?
We doing well, Out here getting ready to turn it in, about to make a divine exit. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. So it's been a long one. How you been, bro? You know what I'm saying? You back on this side now, so we give thanks for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I see it was successful, and you definitely all is well with it, man. I'm thankful. Good to hear your voice again, bro.
Yes, appreciate it. Yeah, made it back safe. Everything's, everything is everything. Everything's beautiful.
Right. Yeah, man. So got some things I'm working on. I'm looking at right now taking care of some things concerning with a little thermodynamics for his 101, so to speak. So got some courses and things I'm taking up and working on building on some. So when I set the LLC up, I have services to offer, matter of fact, so to speak. You know what I mean? To attach on to that. Okay. So yeah, so that's definitely what it is on that. But working on some things, man, putting things together carefully, strategically, and definitely make sure I do it correctly. So you know what I mean? Have more respect for the foundation. They're just running into the things. So man, that's what it is. I've been learning more patience and discipline now. You know what I'm saying? All right, making every step count. You know what I'm saying? So
true
that's
indeed.
definitely what it is, though, man.
Keep moving, man.
Sir.
Moving.
Yes, sir. Definitely be reaching out to you on some, you know what I'm saying, when I get a chance to go ahead and put the whole format into place. You know, make sure I got all my I's dotted, T's crossed, so to speak, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Before I present, you know what I'm saying, the actual creation itself. So that's definitely what it is, and you know what I mean. Looking forward to now, man. Start building, bringing more solutions and remedies to a lot of issues that our people face daily. You know what I'm saying? So the condition is real. So you know, what can we say? We do have information that others lack. You know what I mean? So we got to recognize this too as well. The information that you so ill disseminate to the people, us, brothers and sisters, that gives us a great deal of accountability to uphold. You know what I'm saying? And anything that we uphold with value, we hold it to high regard. You know what I'm saying? High esteem. So this is not no overnight thing. This is not no anti-something to get you quickly, you know, into a quick, immediate, right now position. None of that. This is no get out of jail free card. This is the way to conduct your affairs, you know, as a human being amongst men, you know what I'm saying, and humanity. So that's definitely what it is, and it's making us more competent daily in our affairs. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate what you bring, brother. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, and giving us that accountability to be accountable for. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely with you, brother. Definitely with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the background. So definitely be listening out for me. I'll get y'all to see you shortly, though. You know what I'm saying? With that, I digress, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for checking in, man. And, you know, I appreciate the kind words, man. All praises to the Creator and ancestors. You know, thank you very much. Look forward to talking to you soon, man. Get home safe. And, you know, if I don't talk to you sooner, I'll catch you next week, man.
Definitely. I'll talk. In a minute, bro. Right, peace, love.
In a minute. Peace to the guys. Love. Got my brother Daryl from Brownsville.
I'm in Albany Projects right now. I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm doing well. In Albany Projects. I ain't never been there.
Yes. My aunt, when she was like close to 90, she said, I'm a gardener, nothing gonna stop me. And you know, like, I'm like a lumberjack. When I hear him say timber, they're gonna fall. I'm up here in New York, you know, I did Bellevue. Bellevue is like a main homeless shelter. But one thing I wanna say, you family, right?
Of course.
Okay. So whatever I gotta do to make it happen, I'm gonna make it happen, Captain. And you got a lot of calls out there. How many calls you can take before we get off? If I get off right now.
I might jump off after this, man. So go ahead.
Okay. Brian from the Bay sound like my uncle. You know, that sound like my uncle. But anyway, what I want to say is like, you can make the deductions. You can make the deduction for anybody. We get paid. We working, and I'll make the deductions and make sure you get what you need to get. Because you say you may not be here tomorrow. You don't never know when you're gonna go off. And because of that, I want to make the deductions. And I feel like this. For people who can't be the trustees, if they don't know how to do it, we're going to do role play. A role play, if you're okay with that. And this is how they have to proceed and conduct themselves. You know, this is how they have to say. This is what you must say, and they're going to have to talk it. And this is what they have to say. I'm not telling you how to do your business. I want to tell you how to do your business. But whatever you need me to do, and I'll make a deduction from my pay count, or whoever make a deduction from when I get paid, and I'll do it. I'll sign the contract. You know, whether I have to do it or don't have to do it, and that's what I have to say. You know. Is everything all right?
Everything is good, man. How you doing? You doing good?
That's good. Yeah. Hey, what can I say? You know, you talk to mermaid. I'll talk to Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear is smarter than the average bear. Like that. Some people are landlubbers. Some people can't deal with the sea. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're afraid of the water. You know? And one thing about birds, they don't never have to worry about, they can fly, they never have to worry about falling, you know? So it's how it is. Got land, air, and sea. You know?
Got you. Appreciate you, man. Thanks
How
for
you
checking
doing?
in.
How you doing? How you doing?
I can't complain, man. Like, I just got back from vacation.
Yo.
I feel recharged. I'm feeling good. Tell me something.
I'm a gardener. You remember how you say whatever your last name, you're a shoemaker, whatever? I'm a gardener. You know that. I'm a gardener. Yeah, I'm a guard.
Gotcha.
You know, whether you want to be guard or you want to... Our problem is security. That's our problem. Reagan got bust. So, how somebody going to walk up to Reagan and bust him? You know, how somebody going to throw the stuff at the motorcade, Bush? How somebody going to spray the White House with Obama? It doesn't matter. How somebody going to walk up and spray your clique? You got money. Our problem is, when we got money, we don't have security. I'm a security guard. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a target. I'm not trying to be a spotlight. Don't put me in the spotlight. I may say I'm in the spotlight right now, but no, I'm invisible. That's our problem. When we get money, we want to flash. We young people, they want to flash. They don't know about staying invisible. They want to show off. You cannot show off. You show off and you don't have no security, you're going to get it. That's real talk. If you big up there, Reagan he got popped by the 22. That Bush, they threw eggs at his motorcade. They ran up on Obama, sprayed the White House with AK-47. Come on. Like that. Now, if I'm in charge of security, ain't nobody walking up and spraying my clip. Ain't nobody. Anybody I work for, you're not spraying them. They ain't getting close to them. My name is Gardner.
All right, man,
I'm a gardener. All right.
Brownsville Gardner. I got to get up out of here. I don't know how much time is left. Appreciate you for checking in, though, man. Hope you're doing well.
All right.
Keep doing well.
All right.
Love you, man. Take care of
yourself.
What's my
name? Dow Gardner, right? My name is Dow Gardner, right?
That's what you told me your name was.
That's right. I'm a gardener, Dow Gardner. Check me out. That's who I am. I guard. I got it, and I'm a guard. You give it to me, I'm a guard.
All right. All right, fam. Have a good one. Peace.
You
Talk
too,
to you soon, fam.
Peace. All right, definitely.
And I'm out. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for checking out the show. Thanks for, coming back after a week off. It's like I was gone for 1 week. I felt like everybody was going to run away. But you didn't. I love you. I appreciate you. Next week, same thing, same time. Email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com if you want to get at me. Like I said, trustee training, you just want to say what's up. You want to hit me with some current events. Whatever you want to do, I appreciate it. All the interactions, all the energy, I appreciate. And I'm very grateful for. So thank you very much. Welcome to thefoundation.com. Like I always say, at the very least, sign up for the email list. Because it's like the cool club. You want to be cool, and you'll be on, the email list for welcome to thefoundation.com. That's what Sot said. But no, seriously, I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. As always, every week, y'all come with the numbers. It's getting bigger and bigger every week. I feel like I'm holding the torch over here at High Frequency. But, Yusuf is doing this dance. Check him out on YouTube. Check out Yusuf at highfrequencyradionetwork.com. As always, he's been putting in work. He'll continue to do so. check me out. welcome to the foundation.com. And once again, the email admin, just like it sounds, at welcome to the foundation.com. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good week. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself. Try something different. Try something exciting this week. I'd appreciate that. Take care of yourself, though. And understand that, most people aren't having the best of lives. So when they're coming at you, it's not you. More than likely it's them. And be easy. Be gentle. Because we all hurting and we all going through something. You understand? Exactly. Welcome to the foundation.com, highfrequencyradionetwork.com. Once again, appreciate y'all. Next week, same time, same network. Y'all have a good one. Thank you and peace to the gods.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.